Good morning, lovely writers. It's Wednesday morning, and we're here to get some work done on our author careers, generally writing. Today, I'm doing some editing on book 4 of my series. And the way we do this, hello, I'm Jenifer Carll-Tong. The way we do this is with a Pomodoro method. So I do 25-minute sprints with 5-minute breaks at the end where we chit chat, share what we're working on, ask questions, get support from each other, all that kind of fun stuff. So let's get the first one started right now. And I will be chatting with you at the end of this in 25 minutes, along with this music playing in the background, which I hope you enjoy. We started yesterday. I want to continue it. I didn't have my volume up. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. 2, 1, done. And that's how we do it. All right, like I said, I'm editing book 4. I am at chapter 16 of a 32 chapter book. So if you know anything about plotting, or if you followed me for any length of time, you know that I am. But this book is exactly 32 chapters. That's always my goal, but normally it's somewhere around there. So I'm exactly at my midpoint. So this is where my second disaster happens. And again, when I say disasters, I don't mean like it can be like death and destruction, but usually means like something that's going to change the trajectory of what my characters think their life is going to be. And oftentimes it's a kiss, because I write romance. And so I am leading up to that right now. But this was a nano project from a couple years ago. And the more you write, the better you get. So those of you that are new to this game, the more you write, the better you do get better. But this is not bad. Book 4, I've been writing for a while. It's not bad, but it's definitely nano. Like, how can I explain that? There's a lot of telling, not showing, for me at least. And then there's a lot of writing that it gets the job done, but it isn't how I write. It isn't as fluid, or it's not as descriptive. We don't get inside the emotions as much because it was a nano project, which is totally fine, because I have this completely written novel that all I have to do is go back and make it better. Like, I know some people are like, editing, but I don't mind it generally. Book 3 was a nightmare. So I hated it then. But now I don't hate it so much, because I just feel like I'm really getting to tell their story like in a way that I think everyone's going to love it, because I love the story. I love these characters. So yeah, just getting to prove that. So 3 more minutes and we're going to start another sprint. I'd love to hear what you're working on, what you're writing. Just even if you want to say good morning, put yourself there in the chat. Just tell us that you're here. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. Yesterday, I worked a lot on just kind of like business stuff, which is okay. Though I really am a firm believer that if you write every day, you'll write every day. If that makes sense. Like, it just becomes habit, it becomes easier, it flows better. But I've kind of been out of that. I try not to write on the weekends now, just for my family. I guess I could get up early, but I get up early anyway, and everyone's kind of already up, so it's kind of hard to have alone time. My family knows that this time is like, this is my writing time. And so they do not like interrupt that, or they try not to in many ways as possible. Good morning, Rhonda. It's so nice to have you here. Even if I can't see you in person, it's so nice to have you here. What are you working on today, Rhonda? Curious to find out. We talked a little bit with you, I don't know if it was live or not, about kind of like, no, it wasn't, but like some projects that you're looking at, some in new directions. And so just curious as to what you're working on. So yeah, today I'm all about the edit. I am 100% only going to be working on this today. So, I need to move around. So do you. This is the whole point of doing a Pomodoro, is that you have a 5-minute break. Oh, sorry about that light. It's kind of harsh. Rhonda says, good to be here. Starting my Vela project today. That's exciting. Very exciting. Am I like the only person in the world that is not attracted to Vela? Like, I don't even really care too much about it. I'm excited for everybody else. Don't get me wrong. I think Vela is going to be very, very good for Rhonda. Like, I'm very excited for that. It just doesn't fit my, I guess, my writing style or my brand. So it's like perfect. Like, I guess this is a good way of saying that you don't have to jump at everything you see. Know who you are as a writer. And so Rhonda for sure is going to soar with Vela. I'm very excited about it. All right, we got 1 more minute before our sprint starts again. I really don't know what I was going to say. If you notice my hands, well, I guess it's a little bit better, but I have paint all over me because we've been painting our chicken coop. Jamie asked if I was going to be sharing pictures, and I'm like, no, because it's not about writing or anything, but maybe I will. I don't know. It's, Rhonda says, LOL, probably not. You are able to ignore shiny objects. Not always. I'm not always able to ignore shiny objects. But yeah. So the chicken coop, we've named it. We have a little duck house. That's the Quack Shack. And the chicken coop is Cluckingham Palace. And when I show pictures, you will understand why we're calling it Cluckingham Palace. So, all right, here's our next sprint. Again, Pomodoro. So we're doing 25 minutes of writing, 5 minutes of chat on the end.
3, 2, 1, go.
There you go.
2, 1, done.
Done. I'm gonna pause this. For those of you who use Scrivener, do any of you guys find that Scrivener spell checks things wrong? Like, I'm wondering if it's British English or it just had me. I spelled enamored, Enamored, and it spell checked it without the U. And so I put it back in and it's showing me that it's wrong. I went to actually thesaurus, but dictionary.com. And I had it spelled right. Does anyone else have that problem? I have that problem a lot with Scrivener, and I don't know what to do with it. So I wonder if it is actually I wonder if there's a setting in here that I don't have set right. That's probably what it is. It's probably a mistake that I'm making for sure. So hi, precious cousins. Glad to have you here. She says, I'm going to code my story for episode and clean my room. Hey, whatever works for you. I need to do some cleaning. So we were talking about my chicken coop. Rhonda says she'll be right back, so she's going to miss this, but we were talking about my chicken coop. And she said she wanted to see pictures, and it made me think about, all right, so Rhonda and I are close. Like I have a deep affection for Rhonda because we've just been through a lot together. And so we know each other really well. And she made the joke about that I'm not, that I can ignore shiny objects, which it's kind of an inside joke, but I can. And Rhonda often is like, ooh, what's that? Ooh, what's that? Like, it just is her personality. And I find like the chicken coop, I think, is a perfect example how I am the like exact opposite. Like, she does like to see lots of different new shiny objects. And I instead get a new shiny object and I hyper focus on it. Like, I don't get distracted by other shiny objects to the point where it's like, if this chicken coop doesn't get done soon, I'm not gonna get anything else in my life done. Like, we gotta get it done. So anywho, I will put pictures up or something eventually. So I'm hoping this week to have it done. So anyways, back to writing. What are you guys working on? What did you get accomplished? And we should stand up. Sorry I lost you guys there during that sprint. So I'm trying to, my desk situation was not working for me. I have this is my computer, my laptop, and then I have an external monitor that that's bigger and I use for different things. But being the same level it's a big monitor. Being the same level, I was like, feel like I was craning my neck. So I've like my desk, I have a kind of like a standing desk situation that I made with some drawers and a shelf. I should do pictures of my office at some point and post them. And then the monitor was here and it was like, I felt like I was craning my neck. So I pulled the shelves and the counter, the shelf out, and I slid in. I have this really cute, like rustic wooden crate, but it wasn't quite tall enough. I have another shelf that like, cause we just moved. So I have all these things I haven't used yet or unpacked. Anyway, so I put it kind of where the monitor stand is like behind, so it's like more down level. Anyways, not that you care, but that's what I was doing. And then I was all finished and realized something happened to the stream. My computer didn't go off. I didn't unhook the internet, but all of a sudden the stream was interrupted. So really sorry about that. It probably was me. I don't think it was just a fluke. I think it was because I was moving things around, but I'm kind of nervous because it's hanging over a little bit and I'm used to leaning on this. And when I want to make a standing desk, I just pick up my external keyboard and I just set it up here. And then I have like a stand-up desk. It's a great situation. But if you're looking for a stand-up desk, guess what? You can do something like this. Sorry, that monitor's not stable right now. But I was at Big Lots, if you have Big Lots near you, and they have a standing desk. And I tried it out and it's decent. I'm sure it's not as nice as those like $700-800 ones, but this one was less than $200. I want to say it was like, I should have been paying more attention. $150 or less, which is an investment. I get it. But like, if this is what you want, like if you don't want to do a situation like this, you want to be able to sit down and then lift the desk up, then that would be the way to go. But yeah, I'm still finishing up this office. I'm going to do another bookshelf here. Oh, it's 9:00. Enough babbling on me. All right, let's do this. We'll talk later about this stuff. So, all right, 2 more sprints ahead. This is the next one. And we'll talk at the end of this and see what you guys are working on.
3, 2, 1, go.
Done. That got away from me because I was focusing, like I just said before this, I was hyper focused. Okay. let's see. Laura says, good morning, walked my new puppy, cleaned myself up, and now it's time for work. Well, we're glad you're here with us today, Laura. Get some work done today. And then Rhonda, again, shiny new things. New puppy. Laura says, puppy is napping on the couch. So jealous, right? All right, so I guess Rhonda's off. She said, have a great day. All right, so if y'all got a minute, so this is a sentence I wrote. Again, it's a nano project, so forgive me. But it said, Grant shuffled his feet, kicking at the fallen leaves that his mother's gardener had missed in the caretaking of the garden. All right, here's a sentence. He liked the sound they made as he swept them along, like an old envelope blowing in the wind. What? An old envelope. So what can I say leaves sound like other than crunching? That's what everyone says. The next sentence says, he felt a little bit like those leaves, lost in a world where they didn't belong, but too fragile to leave that world entirely. Ooh, I like that sentence. I might need to massage it a little bit, but I like that idea. Like I've used this in this story a couple times with leaves falling because it's fall going into winter. Laura says, never heard of leaves like old envelopes before. Yeah, me either. I don't even know. Maybe I mistyped it. I don't know. It makes no sense to me. How often do you hear old envelopes like flowing in the wind? Yeah. So I got to figure out something with that. So the whole idea is both of these characters separately feel like they do not belong in the world that they are in. And when I say world, I mean like their micro world, not like God's world. They feel like a little, because they're still searching for who they are and God's calling their life kind of a thing. And so leaves falling off of trees, when you think about it, is very, they belonged on the tree. Well, now they're falling off and they're just kind of like floating around in the wind, not knowing where to go. And so like, do you see where I'm going with this? But I just knew that he liked the sound they made as he swept them along like blank. Like an old envelope blowing in the wind. I don't know. If you have any suggestions, put them in the comments. Laura says, leaves scraping along the concrete. Yeah, that's good. I kind of want to do some sort of like analogy, like a metaphor, but it's probably just too much of a stretch if I don't need to do it. All right, Laura, share with us what you're working on. Anyone else in the chat that wants to talk about it? Laura's here to work now. We have one more sprint before I have to switch gears and become mama and homeschool. Well, we're not homeschooling right now. A couple of my girls are still finishing up math because they didn't do their work during the year. Natural consequence. You got to do it during the summer then. So, but again, I have a chicken coop to work on and lunch to fix for everybody and blah, blah, blah. So, one more sprint starting here in 1 minute. Wow. Man, when I start babbling, it doesn't take long at all to fill 5 minutes of chat. Oh, goodness me. But I got out of the scene I was working in, so that's good. I was hoping to get this whole chapter done today. Again, I'm at my halfway point, so this is where something kind of big happens. And so I really want to get to it just because I want to read it again. But I got her into the garden, and we got some backstory. I hinted at some kind of tragedy that's happened in her life that she doesn't really talk about, but I'm hinting at it. And now I'm switch over to his perspective. And let's see what Laura says. Leaves discarded from their proper place, their trimmed branches left to scrape along the concrete, dragged away from what they knew. Oh, that's not bad. It doesn't fit exactly what I'm doing, but yeah, that's really good. I might work with that. Thanks, Laura. I really appreciate that. Okay, it's 9:30. One more sprint before I have to go. We'll make this one a good one, and we'll chat at the other end and see what you guys accomplished during that time. I'm excited to get back to this.
3, 2, 1, go.
Three, two, one, done. Oh, it always happens like this. I'm never ready to be done. But I really, really try to respect like the boundaries I have in my life. All right, so I got to a really good point. I think I dealt with the leaf situation. I'll come back and read it tomorrow. That'll help me out a whole lot more. But yeah, I'm almost to the kiss. Almost. Not quite. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me today. Hopefully, you guys can come back tomorrow. And oh no, I'm not here tomorrow. It's Thursday. Sometimes I think I really should stream on Thursdays. And then other days, on Thursdays, I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm live Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Friday is the podcast. So those of you who don't know, I'm also a podcaster with the Christian Indie Writers podcast every Friday morning at 10 a.m. So I kind of need Thursdays to like be turned off. Does that make sense? So Laura says, thanks for the stream. I'll appreciate it. I appreciate you guys being here. It helps keep me accountable because it'd be so easy for me to come down here and work and then get distracted. But when the camera's on me and I know you guys are out there working too, it makes a huge difference. So, all right, ladies and gents, we will see you Friday morning on the Christian Indie Writers podcast. And until then, I'll see you Monday morning for more live streaming.